And before we're gonna start Q&A, I just gonna say a couple of words about myself and about my work. So yes, I grew up in Germany, and I studied transportation design at Pforzheim University, where I graduated in 2006. And yeah, here you see some of my work I did during that time, some of design and illustration, my design and illustration work. So this was my graduation project, where you see like I did a future scenario incorporating a variety of different vehicles and products and scenarios all around the big cruise ship. And yeah, so just a bunch of different designs, all telling a story of one future scenario. And so in 2006, after graduating, I moved over to California to work at Volkswagen and Audi Design Center in Santa Monica. And yeah, during that time, I was fortunate to work on the LA Design Challenge contribution of Volkswagen, which was first the Nano Spider, then the Slipstream, and in 2008, the BioRunner. And I say fortunate because it was, as a car designer, it's always nice if you can work on a project which is published, because most of the work is strictly confidential, and yeah, a lot of car design projects like never see the light of the day. It's just there are a lot of projects which start and where there's a lot of design work done, and in the end it gets cancelled, or like another other proposal gets produced. So yeah, sometimes it can be hard to work for the paper bin, but these LA Design Challenge projects are just a lot of fun, because they're not only published, they're also like very can be very innovative and very futuristic. So you're not just designing a vehicle, you're also designing a whole scenario around, and you try to tell a story with your product. In 2009, I left Volkswagen and Audi in order to broaden my field more towards entertainment design, and since then I'm mostly doing work for live action films, but also some work for different computer game companies, and I'm still doing some work for car companies. So here you can see some environment illustrations I did during the last year, and yeah, most of them are really more quicker speed paintings, and it's just telling a rough story about it, about the lighting and mood and atmosphere, and also very important, the space and the scale of a place. So in 2009, I worked a long time on the movie Priest, which is a vampire western movie based on a Korean graphic novel, and which I think is a really interesting story to work on, and was like really interesting crossover of different worlds, like western meets vampire meets post-apocalyptic world. And for this movie, which will be released in 2011, so I won't be able to show you the artwork I did on that movie, but on the Comic-Con in San Diego 2 months ago, they released the motorbike, which I did a lot of design work on. And so yeah, this should just give you a glimpse of the work I did for that movie. I work on a variety of different motorbikes. I worked on a lot of weapons and props, and also a couple of sets. And yeah, like you see, it's these motorbikes should look really fitting into a rundown world. It shouldn't look designed like a modern car is designed. It should look like it's assembled out of like found parts in this rundown and post-apocalyptic world. So you see like just like a lot of industrial waste, found waste put together and assembled in a new way.
Okay, Patrick.
Okay.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to start the question section part of it. So
Okay. Yes.
let's. Okay, I have a list of questions from some of the people that signed in earlier. The first question I have is
Yes.
from a Greg Lambricus. Greg, if you're there,
Yes.
I'm going to basically make you active to speak to Patrick, so you can ask your question directly. Greg, are you there? Hello, Greg. Okay, I guess Greg isn't there, but his question basically. Hello, Patrick.
Yes.
Oh,
I couldn't hear Greg, but I can hear you, Ted.
okay. Well, I'm not sure. I think he stepped away because it says yeah. But I'll ask his question on his behalf. He asked, it seems that
Okay.
graduates from places like Art Center are just plugged right into the industry and find a job right away. I'm a bit of an outsider with no real contacts in the business, so how do I get in?
Okay. I mean, all these schools like Art Center, Royal College of Art in London, Pforzheim, all the schools are really good paths into the industry. And I mean, art centers particularly for like the entertainment industry. And I agree with you. It's like it's a good way to get in the industry, and you will have a lot of exposure of your work to important contacts. And after graduating, you know a lot of you have a lot of friends who are like moving into the industry, and you know a lot of teachers who are there. So it's like a good way. But I would say nowadays it's getting um, uh, it's getting more and more like democratic. So in the times of internet, you have a lot of possibilities to expose your work on different websites like CG Society, CG Channel, and all these websites where people, professionals from the industries are looking on a daily basis to get inspired, to see artwork, but also to find talents. So I would say if you don't have a background from a school which provides you with contact, then just be online and try to publish your work, try to bring your work out there. And on these platforms, you will get a lot of exposure and people will see your work, and yeah, I'm sure you will get contacts. And it's always important to get the first couple of contacts, and if you, after time, get the ball rolling and the work gets better because you are doing more professional work, and yeah, hopefully, yeah, the ball rolls from alone then. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, well, let's hopefully it answered Greg's question. He did write back, said he was having some technical issues with his mic. So
Oh,
no
okay.
problem,
Yeah,
Greg.
maybe it can be.
Uh, but it's no problem. He actually has a couple more questions, but I'm going to ask some questions from other people first, and then come back to Greg's additional questions if we
Yes.
have time. The next question I have on the list
Okay.
is from Todd Kalwaski. Todd, if you're there, I'm going to make you
Yes.
active to ask your question. So, Todd, are you there? Hello, Todd. Okay, well, I guess Todd isn't, mic isn't, oh, he doesn't have a mic, so I'll ask the question for him as well. Okay, Todd's
All right.
question
Hi,
um,
Todd.
uh, is, hello, Patrick. In the video second part, it says that you inverse a mask on a curved layer to paint white or light back into your picture. Can you explain in a little more detail how to do this? Thanks a lot.
Okay. So maybe I can open